Are you able to hear me? All of you are able to hear me? Am I audible to all of you? One 38. Vinu Vijay. Are you there? 18 become 180 138. Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me or no? In previous class, we were discussing about water distribution system. Okay, so we were discussed about different requirements of a good distribution system. Okay, now. So am I audible to all of you or no? Are you able to hear me? All of you raise your hand. 18 become 180, 103, 107, 113, 119, 124, 126, 27, 37, 38, 19, LE 5, 9, 10, 15, 22, 25. All of you raise your hand. Okay, I think you are able to hear me. Huh? But if you don't. Okay. Yeah, we were discussing about some requirements to be for a good distribution system. Okay, now. And also we have been discussing that if you take any water distribution system, if you take an area or if you take a colony or if you take a city or whatever it may, the locality or the community if you take, okay, now in that it means we have to lay the water distribution system like this. Okay, and we have, and the one more thing we have to remember that if we able to, it means if we supply water through pipelines, okay, so then only it will be called as a water distribution system. And if we supply water through what to say tankers or so through trains or through some other vehicles, okay, so it won't be, or it will never be called as a water distribution system. Okay, so and one more thing we can remember that mostly if you take a colony, within that colony number of streets will be there and number of what to say apartments will be there. Okay, and small gullies will be there. Understand? So but how to, it means how to have a layout of a pipelines. Okay, so that is the most important thing. Understand? So if you take a colony, within that colony one main road will be there, and from that main road some streets will be splitted up. It means some branch roads will be splitted up. Okay, and within that some small gullies will be there and small roads or routes will be there. Okay, and even okay, so like the different apartments will be there. Understand? So different houses will be there, different offices will be there, different types of commercial elements also like schools, shops, hospitals. Okay, so different things will be there. It means everywhere different zones will be there. Okay, like different parks also will be there. Okay, parks, gardens, everything will be there. Okay, so then to that each and everything and to that each and everywhere we have to lay the pipeline, and through that pipeline we have to supply the water. Okay, so that is the important thing, that how to lay the pipeline. Okay, so that's the most important thing. Okay, but one more thing, it means one more thing we can consider it as here, the distribution of pipes are generally laid below the road pavements. Okay, because everywhere we will have a roads, either concrete road or either tar road or either water, even soil road or clay road also. Okay, so even everywhere some roads will be there, some roads will be there. Okay, so that road will leads to different streets, and also that roads will leads to different destinations of that colony, different ends of the colony. Okay, so we can take it as a, it means the layout of the roads of the colony or the layout of the roads of that particular village or that particular location. We can take it as a, it means base data or base map. Okay, we can take it as a base map, and the same layout, whatever the layout which is showing roads, streets of that colony, na? Okay, so that thing we can take it as a layout for the, it means base document and base data, and upon based on that we can lay the, what to say, pipelines. Okay, so then if we lay the pipelines along with each and every road, okay, so then automatically we can supply the water to each and every house. Understand? So that's why this is the most important thing. We should know that when before we are planning or before we are designing a water distribution system, the first thing we should have that the plan and the layout of the each and every road of that colony or each and every road of that locality. Okay, so then based on that, if we able to lay or if we able to provide pipelines, okay, so then it will be easy. It means then we can easily supply water to each and every house, each and every office, each and every, it means hospitals, schools and everything there. Okay, so that's why this thing, it means this is the primary and basic data we require. It means the layout of the roads or the plan or the map of the roads within that colony or within that locality. Understand? So this thing you can remember this point here. You can see distribution pipes, it means the pipes which are laid to distribute the water or to supply water. Okay, so the distribution pipes are generally laid below the road pavements, and such as layouts generally follow the layers of roads. Okay, so it will be easy. It means to convey water to each and every end and to each and every local point of the colony. Okay, now this is the first thing we have to remember. And the next thing is that there are 4 different types of layouts will be there. Okay, now it depends upon the type of the colony. Understand? It means if the colony or if the locality, if it is well planned and well designed and well constructed, okay, so then in that case the circle system will be good or grid arranged system will be good. Okay, now and one more thing, if the colony, it means if it without any planning, if it is grown automatically based upon the migrations of the people to that location or unplanned growth was there. Okay, so then in that case the whatever the layout we will provide now, it will be called as the dead end system. Already I think in yesterday I have shown the layouts of that different systems. Okay, so anyhow this is the most important question. There are 4 different types of layouts for water distribution system are there. First one is the dead end system, next one is the grid arranged system, third one is the circuit system, or it also called as a ring system, and fourth one is the radial system. These are the 4 systems of water distribution system. It means 4 types of layouts of water distribution system. Okay, so first one is coming to dead end system. Dead end system means in dead end system one main pipeline will be there. Okay, so it means one main road will be there anyhow, any locality or any colony if you take there, in that location one main road will be there. Okay, so it means just under the main road or just below the main road we can lay a main pipeline. Okay, and different streets will be there. Okay, so then to each and every street we can have a branch pipeline. Okay, so like this you can see main pipeline is there, and different pipelines have been splitted up or have been diverged from the main pipeline. Okay, that means you may call it them as a streets or gullies or something, different ends will be there. Okay, so from this main pipeline to each and every street and to each and every end of the colony we can lay the pipelines just under the roads in that colony. Okay, and then we can supply water. Okay, so this kind of system will be called as a dead end system, and the another name for dead end system is tree system. Okay, na? So the dead end system is also called as a tree system. Okay, na? So here the terminology was given in this figure. Okay, na? So where M is for main pipe, B is for branch pipe, and S is for sub main pipe. Okay, na? And next one is that some dots are there. They're cut off valves. It means where it means from that point the branch pipe have been diverged from the, or the branch pipe have been started from the main pipeline. Okay, now so in that case it means that the place wherever that we need to change the direction of the pipeline, or we need to change the direction of the flow. Understand? So we need to have some different valves throughout the pipeline. Also we can have different valves. Okay, now so it means the dot where it is showing in the figure, right? It means that the valve, different valves. Valves are used to open or to close the flow. It means to stop the flow, it means to continue the flow. Okay, so this system is called as the dead end system. Okay, so in this system, each and every pipeline will have the starting point, and each and every pipeline will have the end point. It means every pipeline will end at the end of the colony, or at the end point of that locality. Okay, so this system is called as the dead end system. Okay, so you can see here, dead end system comprises a supply main starting from the service reservoir and laid along the main road with submains. Okay, so running at right angles to it in both directions and laid along other roads joining the main road. Okay, either if the road is it is exactly cutting right angle to the main road. Okay, so then the branch pipeline will be exactly rectangular at 90 degrees to the main pipeline. Okay, so otherwise it means whatever may be the angle, whether it will be there. Okay, so it is not necessary that every road means every street should be diverged from the main road with a rectangle. It means with 90 degrees. Okay, no. And across the submains run the minor distributors or branches laid along the streets and connecting the buildings and houses. Yeah, this type of system will be called as the dead end system. Okay, so the dead end system for laying and for operating, it is relatively cheap. Okay, but one more thing, it means the main disadvantage is that due to many dead ends, stagnation of water occurs in pipes. Okay, it means every pipeline will have some end. It means will have, it is starting from the main pipeline, and at the end of the pipe, it means at the end of the branch pipeline, it should be ended. Okay, so there is no any continuity, or there is no any connection to the end of the pipeline. At the end of the point, it means at the end point of the colony, the pipeline should be end. Okay, now so then some stagnation of the water maybe happen there. Not maybe, it will be happen there every time. Okay, now and what to say, when repair have to be made at any part of the system, large portion of the community may be struggled. Okay, because this is the main pipeline. Okay, so at the starting point of the main pipeline, if some problem was there, okay, so if some repair to be done at the starting point of the main pipeline, so at that time what will happen? Okay, so it means to the entire colony the water supply to be stopped. Okay, so that is the main problem here. Okay, it means at the middle point of the, it means at the center or at the middle point of the main pipeline, if you need to do some repair operation, it means if you need to do some repair there. Okay, so then what will happen there? Up to that point where we are doing repair, up to that point we can supply water. Okay, and after that point we can't supply water, because if we allow water to pass through that to pass through the point, we can't do repair operation. Okay, now so then we have to stop the water. Okay, so then the remaining part of the pipeline and the remaining part of the colony, we can't able to supply the water. Okay, now so this is the main disadvantage with the dead end system or tree system. Okay, now and yeah, coming to advantages, it is relatively cheap and easy determinations of discharge and pressure at any point in the system. Yeah, you can able to find out the discharge and you can able to find out the pressure at any point of the system. That is very easy. It means by using pressure gauges we can measure. Okay, and the discharges we can measure, and also we can also measure required freeboard at in each and every pipe. Okay, now but disadvantage is that stagnation of water may be there, and if any repair operation is taking place at a particular point, and okay, so then one either side of that point exactly where we are doing repair now, so we can't able to supply water from that point. Okay, so that is the main disadvantage. And this is about dead end system. And grid array system means, you can see here, grid array system, it means in dead end system, every branch pipe will start from the main pipeline, and at the end of the colony, or at some point it should be end. It is being ended. Okay, now, so but coming to grid array system, in this system, anyhow main pipeline will be there, and from the main pipeline the branch pipes will be started. Okay, now, but at the end of the branch pipeline, or at the end of the colony, the branch pipe should not be end. It means it won't be ended. Okay, so the every end of the branch pipe at the end of the colony, or at the end point of the locality, it is to be connected with end of the another branch pipe. Okay, so then this type of grid water distribution system, this type of layout of pipelines will be called as the grid array system. I think you can understand from the figure. Okay, so here you can see in this figure, this is the main pipeline, and from the main pipeline different branch pipes have been diverged, 1 2 3 4 5, both sides. This side 5 branch pipes, and this side, it means both either sides, the five branch pipes have been diverged. Okay, and all the ends of the branch pipes have been connected with some other pipeline. It means every end of the branch pipe have been connected to the end of its nearby branch pipe. Okay, now, so this type of layout will be called as the grid array system. Okay, now, so you can see it is suitable for cities or colonies or localities with rectangular layout. Okay, now, so where the water mains and branches are laid in rectangles. In that case, it is suitable. Okay, but even for other locations also, if it is possible, we can make like that. Okay, so then this type of system will be called as the grid array system. You can see here, main pipe is there, and branch pipes are there, and different valves are there. Okay, so every end of the branch pipe is connected to the end of the its nearby branch pipeline. Okay, so then in this case it is easy. It means if any one particular point, if a repair operation is taking place. Okay, so then in previous case, it means in dead end system we can't supply water. It means to either side of the point where repair is taking place. Okay, but in this system, if any one particular point, if at any one particular point, if it means repair is taking place. Okay, so and for remaining parts of the colony or remaining parts of the city, we can supply water. It means through from another direction. Okay, so if it means at the, we can see here at the center of the, or at the middle of the main pipeline, if some repair is taking place. Okay, so then here we can supply water from the branch pipeline. It means from the another end of the branch pipeline, we can supply water to the remaining portion of the colony. It means remaining part of the colony or remaining part of the city. Okay, so this is the advantage with the grid array system. Okay, so it is an improvement over the dead end system. Here there are no any dead ends. Okay, so water can circulate freely throughout the system. Okay, so there are no ends. Okay, so water cannot be ended at a particular point. Okay, so it can flow, or it can freely flow throughout the system from one point to another point, and from one end to another end. We can, it means we can allow water to flow. Okay, so mains running on main roads in one direction, and sub mains also running like on minor roads and streets. Okay, so this system is called as the grid array system. I think it is clear for you what is the difference between dead end system and grid array system. Are you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In dead end system, it means like the pipeline will be ended at the end of the colony. Yeah, tell me. Now coming to advantages and disadvantages of grid array system, you can see here the water kept in good circulation due to absence of dead ends. Yeah, throughout the distribution system, and from any point within that colony also we can supply water, because of it means there every end of the branch line is connected to the another end of the, it means like end of another branch pipeline. Okay, so this is the advantage with grid arranged system. And in case of breakdown in some section, the water is available from the another direction. Yeah, these are the main advantages of the grid arranged system. Coming to disadvantages, in this case we need to provide large number of joints, because we are connecting every end of the branch pipe with other end of the other branch pipe. Okay, so in this case we need to provide many number of joints. Okay, so it means we need to, it means some expansion will be there. Okay, now, and also some maintenance. It means for maintaining also it needs some expansion, and also it needs some care. It means always we should be alert in the maintenance of such grid arranged system. Okay, and the exact calculation of sizes of pipes, and it is not possible always. Okay, but it should be done. Okay, so it is also one of the disadvantage. It means always may not be available. It means exact sizes of the connecting pipes or branch pipes. Okay, now, so that is the disadvantage, because here you can see ends of the branch pipes. Okay, so the branch pipe sizes may be vary. Okay, and the connecting pipe for the two ends of the branch pipe, okay, should be the same size. Otherwise, if its size is varying, which means the connecting pipe will, the size of the connecting pipe may vary. Okay, so then what will happen? It means we cannot. It means the water can't flow freely. Okay, and there is also chance that the water, it means the obstruction, that it is also, it would also be an obstruction for the flow of the water. Okay, now, so it means like there the pressure head may fall, and the, what to say, the freeboard may not be available. Okay, so in that case the pressure within the fluid may fall, as well as the freeboard also may not be sufficient. Okay, so then the pressure head may fall. Okay, so then it will be like obstruction for the flow of water. Okay, so that is the advantage. Disadvantage. Okay, now anyhow, compared to dead end system, grid arranged system is advantages. And the next one is the ring system. Yeah, already I told you, it is like outer ring road. Okay, so in ring system, main pipeline will be there. Okay, so main pipe will be started outside of the city or outside of the colony, and that main pipeline will be laid outside of the colony. Okay, so it means you can see here it is starting from here. Okay, and it is moving from all, it will be moved from all outside of the city in circular shape or in rectangular shape will be laid. Okay, and branch pipes will be laid within the colony or within the city. Okay, so this system will be called as the ring system. You can see this consists of cutting the entire community into circular rectangular blocks. Okay, so looks like a grid arranged system due to no dead ends. It looks like a grid arranged system, but it is not a grid arranged system. It will be called as a ring system, or it will be called as a circular system. Okay, now it means the main pipeline will not enter into the colony, or will not enter into the city. It will be, main pipeline will be at outside of the colony and around the colony. Okay, now, and the branch pipes will be diverged from the main pipeline at different places, wherever the streets or wherever the it means roads are there. Okay, now this type of system is called as the ring system. You can see here main pipeline are outside of the colony, and from the main pipelines the branch pipes have been splitted up or diverged. Okay, now. And like this, if we lay the system, it means if we lay the, or if you have the plan, or if you have the layout for the water distribution, that system will be called as the ring system. Okay, so the determination of discharges and size of pipes are easy in case of ring system, and the water can be supplied to any point at least from two directions. Okay, now, so this is the main disadvantage of, main advantage of the ring system. Okay, now, so the same thing also possible in case of grid arranged system also. Okay, now, it means to a particular point, Okay, at least from 2 directions or mostly more than 2 directions also we can supply water to that particular point. Okay, but in case of dead end system it is not possible. Okay, so we can supply to that particular point only from the single direction. It means from the particular direction which you have been planned. Okay, but here it is in this, in case of grid array and in case of ring system it is not a case. Okay, so we can supply at least minimum, it means at least for from 2 directions. Okay, and this shows that the system possesses the advantages of both of the previous systems. Yeah, this is about the ring system. Okay, so I think it is clear for you what is ring system, guys. It is clear now. If you have any doubts you can ask me. Is it clear or no? Okay, and next one is the radial system. You can see this is the radial system. Okay, now so this is not like gridiron system or ring system. This is some other type of, it means this is like different system. Okay, now, but in case of dead-end system, gridiron system and ring system, okay, now, so only one reservoir will be there. Okay, now, so you can see from that reservoir the main pipeline will be starts. Okay, now, it means either it is going, either it is moving through center of the colony, or either it is moving, it means the main pipeline, either the main pipeline is moving within the colony, or main pipeline is laid outside of the colony. Okay, now it means there will be only one reservoir, there will be only one water tank in case of remaining other systems. Okay, but coming to radial system, in this radial system you can see here the entire colony or the entire area is will be divided into number of zones. Okay, so here you can see this is the colony. Okay, so in this colony the entire colony is divided into or split up into 4 zones. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 zones like this it have been split up, and within that 4 zones there have been constructed 4 distribution reservoirs. You can see some black mark is there now, black dot is there now. Okay, so that one is called as the distribution reservoir. Distribution reservoir means either it may be reservoir, or either it means surface reservoir, or either it may be underground tank, or either it may be overhead tank or elevated tank, whatever it may. Okay, so it will be called as the distribution reservoir here. Okay, so in this radial system the entire colony or the entire location will be divided into number of zones, and at the center of the each and every zone like this one overhead tank will be constructed, or on reservoir will be constructed. Okay, and then from that reservoir, okay, so in each and in all directions the pipelines will be laid up. Okay, and in all directions we can distribute the water to each and every house. Okay, so this type of system will be called as the radial system. You can see here the system is reverse of the ring system, water flowing towards outer periphery instead of from it. Okay, so you can see here in case of ring system, from outer periphery, it means from outside of the colony or from outside of the city, the water flowing inside. Okay, now but coming to radial system, from the center point of the zone, okay, so the water flowing to the end of the colony to the end of the city. Okay, now it means just the system is reverse of the ring system, the water flowing towards outer periphery instead of from it. Okay, so this system is called as the radial system. You can see here the area divided into different zones in case of radial system, and the water is pumped into distribution reservoir kept in the middle of the each zone. Okay, so middle of the each zone the a reservoir or a overhead tank to be kept. Okay, so and then from that reservoir the pipelines will be laid. Okay, so the supply pipes are laid radially ending towards the periphery. Okay, so the radial system having many advantages. Okay, so it means like quickly we can supply water to the public, and circulation of pipes pipe size is also too much easy. It means the calculation of pipe size is also too much easy here. Okay, so these are the different types of water distribution systems. Okay, You can see here dead end system, gridiron system, circular system or ring system, and radial system. Yeah, I think it is clear for you. Okay, so in this, if you have any doubts, you can ask me, guys. Nineteen BK 500101. Are you there? 101. LE 101. 103. 103. 105. 106. Raise your hand. Yeah, tell me. It is clear now for you? All the methods of water distribution system. Dead end system, gridiron system, circle system or ring system, and radial system. Tell me that if you have any doubts, you can tell me. I understand you are there. Okay, now. If you want to speak, you can unmute. Otherwise, if you are unable to speak, anyhow, chat box is there. There you can type. Okay, now. Okay, guys, these are the different methods of water distribution system: dead end system, gridiron system, circle system, and radial system. Dead end system means main pipe. Anyhow, main pipeline will be laid through the colony or through the village or through that particular locality. Okay, and from that main pipeline, the branch pipes will be diverged, and every branch pipeline will be started from the main pipeline and will be end at the end of the street. Okay, so that system is called as the dead end system. It is also called as the tree system. Okay, and gridiron system means it is also like a dead end system. Like only main pipeline will be laid through the colony, and the branch pipes will be there. Okay, and but every end of the street, it means every end of the branch pipeline, it will be connected to the end of the another branch pipeline which is laid in another street. Okay, now so this system is called as the gridiron system. Okay, now and the next one is the ring system. In ring system, main pipeline will not move through the colony. It will be main pipeline will be provided or will be laid around the colony. Okay, now and then from that main pipeline, means it means within the colony the branch pipes will be diverged, they will be laid. Okay, so the system is called as the ring system. And the radial system means for remaining systems we will have only one reservoir for the entire colony. Okay, so and from that reservoir the main pipelines will be started up. Okay, but coming to radial system, the entire colony will be divided into different zones. Okay, and at the middle of the every zone we will have a reservoir or we will have a overhead tank. Okay, and then from that within that zone we will lay different pipelines. It means to reach different localities or to reach different houses within that corridor. Okay, so this system is called as the radial system. Okay, so these are the different methods of water distribution system. Okay, guys. Wait for a minute, I will post the question, means Google form. Yeah. In your chat box, I have posted the Google form. Quiz link I have posted there. Okay, so all of you fill it up. All of you fill it the Google link. Please fill it up immediately. All of you fill the quiz link now. Quiz link fill చేయండి అందరూ. I think nobody is filling the quiz link now. But till that you watch some video. Guys, sharing a video, is it visible to you? Guys, the video is visible to you or no?
Improving access to resources while preserving and replenishing those resources is what we do. Each day, our distribution systems deliver drinking water from treatment plants to our customers' taps. These systems are designed to provide an uninterrupted supply of drinking water on demand, compliant with regulations in line with customers' impact. Here's how and why at a glance. Drinking water travels directly from treatment plants to households via pressurized mains. Depending on the topology, we can also pump water into those tanks, through dividing. This network notches out towards each user's connection point. Special devices and equipment regulate water pressure according. Improving access to resources while preserving and replenishing those resources is what we do at Veolia. Each day, our distribution systems deliver drinking water from treatment plants to our customers' taps. These systems are designed to provide an uninterrupted supply of drinking water on demand, compliant with regulations, in line with customer expectations, and with minimal environmental impact. Here's how and why at a glance. Drinking water travels directly from treatment plants to households via pressurized mains. Depending on the topology, we can also pump water into high storage tanks so that the water flows through the system via gravity. The distribution network routes users special devices to regulate water pressure according to fluctuating levels of consumption. Pipe diameter and material is adapted according to the local constraints and the characteristics of the water. The system is managed in small zones. which makes it easier to diagnose problems, do maintenance work, and accurately measure water distribution and consumption volumes. This is how we identify water losses. Leaks are found thanks to acoustic detection techniques or utilization of a tracer gas. At the base of buildings, pumping stations boost the water pressure so that it reaches every floor. We sample and analyze water throughout the network on a daily basis, making water one of the most closely monitored products made for human consumption. Measuring instruments, sensors and probes are installed at key locations throughout the system. Meters measure water consumption at each household. In the network, other meters and instruments provide real-time readings on the flow rate, pressure, vibration levels, and water quality, and detect any leaks or changes in quality as soon as they occur. These instruments transmit data via communication systems. This is what makes drinking water systems smart. All the data converges at a centralized control center. These control centers combine and analyze the data to provide insight about operations or events. This way, analysts have a global view of the network in real time. This is how they can monitor water quality, improve the operation and maintenance of the system, and respond rapidly and transparently, keeping authorities and consumers in the loop. By ensuring a continuous supply of water while constantly optimizing our network's performance, our solutions are a long-term guarantee of operational efficiency for cities and for customers, the assurance of high-quality yet affordable water.
Hello everyone, welcome to Field for Science YouTube channel, and I am Chetan Fulavre. In previous video, we learned about water supply system, and in this video, we are going to design that water supply system. So let's get started. So in last video, we learned about 4 components of water supply system, which are shown here. The first one is source, second one is pumping machinery, third one is storage tank, and the fourth one distribution network. Later on, I told other 5th component, which was rising main. We will learn about designing of these components one by one, and in next video, we will cover rising main and distribution network. But before that, we need to find out one parameter, which is most important parameter in designing of water supply system, and it is demand. So what is demand and how to find that demand? Let's take previous village example. In that, there were some houses. Villagers needed water, and that village population of this year we don't have. To find out that, we will need previous year's census population. We can get previous year's population from census website. Let's say for the year 1991, 2001 and 2011, population of village were 1000, 2000 and 2500 respectively. Now, as every person need water for activities like drinking, washing and cooking, we will assume here each person need 55 liters of water in a day, and technically it is called as 55 liters per capita per day or 55 LPCD. You might be thinking that why I have taken this random and odd number. The number I have taken is in reference to the new program of Indian government, that is Jal Jeevan Mission, which aims that every household should get tap connection and each person should get 55 LPCD. So we will calculate how much water this village will need in a day. For that, we will multiply our population of year 2020 with 55 LPCD. So this is our demand. But this demand we have got is for year 2020. But the scheme we are designing is for, let's say, 15 years. And after 15 years, our population won't be same as of today. So if we design scheme for today's demand, then we cannot get sufficient water after 15 years. So we need demand of year 2035, that is 15 years from now. So how to calculate 2035 demand? If we keep our demand per person same, then we need 2035 years population, and it is found out by population forecasting methods. So how to do this population forecasting? There are many forecasting methods which you can see on the screen, and you can choose according to their use, which you can find in books. And I have also attached a link from which you can decide. But we are going to choose three methods, which are arithmetic mean method, geometric mean method, and incremental increase method. Each method has own significance, and formulas of these methods can be seen here. By giving inputs like previous year census population, we will get forecasted population by each method. After that, we will take average of these populations. That's how we will get our final forecasted population. After solving, we will get village population equal to 4,392. So we will get our demand also 2,41,560 liters. By finding demand, we reach one milestone in our design. Now we will find out volume of ESR. This ESR should fulfill demand of village for a day. If we change frequency of water filling in ESR, then ESR capacity can be designed for half or one third of demand. So it will reduce volume of ESR needed, and ESR cost will also reduce. If the demand is 2,41,560 liters and we assume filling of ESR 2 times in a day, then ESR volume will be 1,20,780 liters. As we found the ESR capacity, then what capacity of pump will be needed in terms of power? The power of pump is defined in terms of horsepower or HP. So HP of pump is calculated by simple formula, and it is density of fluid into acceleration due to gravity into flow of fluid into total head of pump divided by efficiency of pump. We will see how to find each term here. As we know, here density of fluid means density of water, which is 1000 kg per meter cube, and acceleration due to gravity is 9.81 meter per second square. For flow rate, as we know, it is equal to volume upon time. As volume is demand here, and our demand is 2,41,560 liters. Time normally means number of hours of water supply in a tank by pump. Normally, if it is solar pump, we will assume 8 hours of supply. To get demand in liters per second, we will take time in seconds. So after calculation, our flow rate will be 8.4 liters per second. In this flow rate calculation, if we accommodate 5% losses, then flow rate will be 8.8 liters per second. Now we will discuss about how to calculate total head. Total head is equal to static head plus velocity head plus friction head. Static head is elevation between suction pipe entry to delivery pipe end. Let's assume it is 20 meter here. Velocity head is v square upon 2g. Velocity v is given by flow rate upon area, and area is pi d square upon 4. Let's assume maximum velocity head as 2 meter, and friction head formula can be seen here. C is Hazen-Williams constant. It is 140 for HDP pipe and 100 for GI pipe. L and D are rising main length and inner diameter. Let's say in the village rising main length is 500 meter. Inner diameter is obtained from rising main design. Let's assume it is 75 mm, as we will design rising main in later video. So after considering 10% losses due to bends, walls, we will get friction head of 29.34 meter. So total head will be 51 meter. Efficiency of pump can be taken from pump curve available at a seller. Here we will consider it is 70%. So HP pump will be 8.6 HP. So we will use a pump which is available in market with HP close to 8.6 on higher side. Now we have found out demand, which is 2,41,560 liters, and from that we found out ESR capacity, which is 1,20,780 liters, and we found out pump capacity, which is 8.6 HP, and the designing of rising main and distribution network we will see in part 2. So thank you guys for watching video.
Guys, how many of you filled the quiz link in? Yeah, people are filling it. Okay guys, you can ask me if you have any doubts till now. You can ask me in water distribution system and in water treatment. Okay, now. So till now we have been completed 2 units completely, and we will have some problematic part in second unit. Okay, now. So mostly 2 to 3 problems I will solve next class. Okay, now. So then our 2 units will be over, and tomorrow I will start unit 3. Third unit I will start tomorrow. Until now, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. If no doubts are there, at least you can type in chat box. We don't have any doubts. Okay, now. Your people are please fill the quiz link immediately. If you are unable to get the quiz link, tell me.